Our next segment is brought to you by Engineered Tax Services, where engineering and accounting come together. Joining us via Skype is Karyn Turk, host of Red America Radio. How you doing, Karyn?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm down in Florida. How could it be any better?
Well, speaking of Florida, according to the New York Post and word on the street, New Yorkers are ditching the city's high taxes for places like Miami. Karyn, what do you think about all these New Yorkers coming down into your neck of the woods?
I love it, and I think they're very smart to make this decision. You know, for somebody making $100,000 a year, they're going to get close to $25,000 in savings. That's amazing. The taxes in New York have become outrageous. And I heard a comparison between New York and Venezuela, and in many ways, they're very similar. And both sets of people want to make the mass exodus to come down to Florida and be in Miami.
What I've always found interesting as a Florida native is that we get people from all income levels. So we're getting poor people, rich people, and everything in between. Why do you think that is that everybody wants to leave?
Well, you could just look behind me and have a clue. The weather's always good. There's palm trees. You know my story. I moved down here 20 years ago. It was the best decision I ever made coming out of New Jersey. I'm super thankful to live here. It's sort of the greatest place on earth.
Well, and what do you think about what you get for your money? So I grew up in Florida, and we had low taxes. We have high property taxes, but we don't have any state income tax. What do you think? Now that I live here, I often wonder what I'm getting in return for all the tax money that I'm paying. The streets are dirty, they're not really safe, the schools aren't good if I decide to have kids. Like, what am I getting in return for all the taxes I'm paying here in New York?
A whole lot of nothing. And I hate to say it because I love New York City, and I, come up there often, and I get my 2 or 3 days in, and I enjoy my time there. But to live there, you're really not getting a lot for your money. And this has been the case for a while, and it's only getting worse. And to move to a state like Florida that has, no state tax on income is unbelievable. We all like immediate gratification, and getting a paycheck that has sufficiently more income in it every single week, whether you're on the lower end of the spectrum or the higher end of the spectrum, is very, very attractive. And that's what brings people here to our great state.
So, interestingly, a Quinnipiac poll revealed that 41% of New Yorkers can't afford to live here. And, of course, the wealthy are leaving. What do you think this means for the future of New York City and the wider state and all high-tax states like California, New Jersey, etc.?
I'm optimistic. I'm an optimist. And I think that things have to get really bad before they get better. But if we look back and we look at when New York was great, which wasn't so long ago, when Giuliani was the mayor, things were very, very good. Things were clean. They were, definitely working on some of these problems that they have now. But having, de Blasio as the mayor has really been an issue.
And how about Governor Cuomo here in New York and the rest of these high-tax states that they keep on upping the ante? They keep on raising taxes, driving more people away, and now they're stuck in this cycle where the more people that drive away, the higher they have to raise taxes, and it's like a self-reinforcing cycle.
It's terrible. I mean, it really is socialism in a lot of ways. New York has really become a socialist state. And this comparison between, the exodus of people from Venezuela to Miami and then the exodus of people from New York to Miami is a very fair comparison, because as much as it's, the Big Apple and one of the greatest cities in America, the problem that we have is, as far as the state itself, it really has become a welfare state in a lot of ways. And it's hurting the people, the middle income people, that would be contributing to the economy and would be doing things for themselves. They don't even have the money to live there. They don't have the money to spend money on retail. So there's a lot of things that are suffering, and the economy is really screwed up in New York. And we're going to have to get a new mayor and a new governor and really shake things up. And I think it's going to go that direction, because I think that people that aren't leaving New York are growing very, very tired of what's happened to their great state. And it's a matter of time before we get some Republicans in power, I hope, from, my lips to God's ears, and maybe we can make some sufficient change and bring the economy back and make living in New York affordable for more people.
That's a great idea, Karyn. Thank you so much, as always. Always great seeing you.
Great seeing you.
And thank you for watching. Have a great day.